Good morning, good morning.
We're back. Let's plug in first.
Yeah. I'll come up.
Do you have it pulled up?
I don't. It's not coming up.
Mine's being
Me.
slow.
Yep. There it goes. It says live. Okay. Let's talk through this. We'll all get through it together.
Volume is working.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
I was like, what are we doing?
Let's talk through this. We'll all get through it together.
Well, welcome back. It is Wednesday, and we're ready for another WCN Live. Welcome back. My name is Kristen Weaver, Director of Operations, and today we have...
I'm Randy Hawkins, Customer Service Representative.
And our guests are...
Allison Drawbeck.
Nicole Dimmer.
Samantha Shannon.
Great. And today we're going to be talking with these ladies from the Wilson County AgriLife Extension Office. But before we do that, we need to recognize our sponsor. Thank you to Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and Jeep here in Floresville. You can find them online at www.pricecdrj.com. Visit them here in Floresville you can shop careers, you can shop service and cars, but check them out. They've been a loyal sponsor, and we thank you for that of all our WCN Lives these past few months. But yeah, give them a visit. They're on 181 here in Floresville. The next thing is, good, we have some comments. Yay, you guys, comment, share this video. We want to hear from you today.
Good morning.
The reason we want you to make comments is because we have a comment contest. So if you comment while we're live, then next week your name might be drawn to win a prize. So right now we're going to actually have one of you draw a winner from last week's
Go
comments.
for it.
Do I give it to you? Yeah. There you go. Okay, and our winner is Paula Bonham. Congratulations,
Paula.
Paula. If you hand that to Brandy, please. Great. We will be contacting
Thank
you.
you.
Look for a message from Brandy. She'll be getting in touch.
Congratulations.
Yeah. All right. So today I think the title of our video is From Agriculture to Nutrition, Educating Texans Where They Are. So again, let's go ahead and you told us your names, but tell us again who you are, kind of where you're from, and what you do with the AgriLife Extension Office.
Sure. So I'm Allison. I'm from Moulton, Texas, and I am Wilson County Extension Agent for 4-H and Youth Development.
I'm Nicole Dimmer. I'm the Family and Community Health Extension Agent, and I'm from Floresville.
And then I'm Samantha Shannon. I am the Ag and Natural Resource Agent for Wilson County, and I am from both.
Well, welcome. That's
Thank
some
you.
Good areas to be from. So, who would like to explain and clarify what exactly your office does, and what is the AgriLife program?
Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service, we're really a unique education agency. So we provide programs, tools, resources on local and statewide levels. So we teach people about improving agriculture, food production, and advance health practices. We try to educate the public about protecting the environment, strengthen our economy, and enrich our youth every day. So we are in 250 counties. We have a county office there with multiple county extension agents. But we serve all 254 counties in the state of Texas. So it's a good reach. We get in there and we live and work in our community, so we really like to serve our communities in there. So we serve the families, youth, all of our producers, businesses, everything throughout the state.
It sounds like a lot. Which is what my notes say. Why don't we break down each of those areas one at a time? Like first, what are your family and community health services?
Yeah, so we do a few things. So my job is to keep the community healthy and safe. Different programs like food safety, chronic disease education for diabetes and hypertension, child passenger safety, so I'm a child passenger safety technician, so I can help parents and guardians making sure that their kids are in the right car seat and doing the right things when they're buckling up. I also provide early childhood educator training, so that's for our daycare educators, so we're keeping our littlest ones, our youngest community members healthy and safe. Yeah, so
That's
those are
your-
some of the things.
What thing keeps you busy the most?
Oh,
Is there any like one big thing, or it just sort of?
it
it's
just
like all of
depends
that
on
combined?
the year,
Yeah.
so, or during the year, it just
Yeah.
depends what's going on, so.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And breaking down the other services? Who else would like to talk? How about
Okay,
you?
so yes, so in the world of agriculture and natural resources, we basically try to do a bunch of programs or workshops for anywhere from a homeowner to the big, large scale ag producers, just a combination of everything in between. So I've done programs on tomatoes, just kind of some basic gardening, and I hope to dive more into that as the years comes along. This evening we're doing a program on soil and hay testing, and so that's another aspect of the job is helping producers get those samples in so they be better stewards of the land. Are they feeding good quality hay? Do they need to supplement with anything? How can they fix their yards? It's kind of just a combination of all things related to agriculture and natural resources. So one day we could get calls on cattle and the drought, and then we're getting calls on some maybe trees, different things happening within the drought also. And then we also, the youth like livestock aspect of that also takes our whole office, I feel like, to do that part.
Right,
But
that's big.
then that also plays a small role in just my section of the ag and natural resources. So
Does that cover all of the the services, or what's left?
No.
to-
I would say in the youth development side, all three of us work with the Red Barn in Seguin, and with 3 of the 4 public schools in the county, bring kids there and they get to learn from nutrition to ag education through that program. And then we also work with the San Antonio River Authority to do water fairs with our public schools as well. And so the kids get to learn the water cycle, water conservation, those types of things as well in the spring. So
Interesting. Yeah, and I guess that kind of, you've already touched on, I don't know if you want to go further into how you make those resources available in the community. Anything in particular, like you go into the schools, you're at different events, you host workshops and things like that. Anything else to
Yeah.
touch on?
And like I said, it just depends on the type of year. So, or during the year, we'll go into schools and do distracted driving for our teenagers, the high school age, to make sure that they're not texting and driving, they're paying attention, they're not drinking and driving, keeping them safe on the road, and really keeping the community safe as well. Next week is National Night Out, so I will be there doing a booster seat campaign, showing parents how to properly buckle in their kiddos in a booster seat. We'll be at Red Barn Days, Ag Awareness Days, teaching the kids about nutrition and where the food comes from. So it's pretty surprising how the kids, they don't know where their food comes from. So trying to educate them.
Important
on that.
information.
Yeah. So.
So I had a couple of questions while y'all were discussing. So, car seats. If somebody is in need of a car seat, would you be somebody that they could contact
Yes,
to get
yes.
one?
They can just call the office and make an appointment with me.
Okay.
So, and then if I can't do it, I do have a few community partners that I will reach out to help me out. So,
So, it's awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, I've had that question a lot, and I was like, I don't know, try DPS, because I didn't know, and so now I do. And then you were talking about the soil testing. How many different types of soil, or can you tell us? So like I've lived on one side of the county, it's sandy. Now I live on the other side of the county, and it's iron.
Yeah, no. So I love soil testing, and I think everybody should do it, and not just homeowners, but just everybody, because we all have a goal in mind, right? So whether it's the big beautiful green, yard, or the 150 acre bushels per acre corn, we all have goals. So that's kind of that first step, and depending on, there are several analysis that the labs can run depending on what you want. I like to just recommend the routine analysis, because it'll give us a breakdown of your nitrogen, your phosphorus, your potassiums, and then your micronutrients as well, so your primary and secondary nutrients, and then we can use that information to kind of plug into different calculators that we have as resources, to see what do you need to be applying to your yard to get that soil the nutrients that they need. Because yes, Wilson County is very diverse in the soil types that we have from one end to the other, so it's and depending on what your goal is, it kind of helps to know what that foundation is before you ever start going.
Right.
So with Farm Bureau and the Soil and Water Conservation District here in Wilson County, they help us twice a year. We do soil samples, and then in the fall we do a hay sample.
Right.
So that's and you can do them anytime you want to. We just partner with them specifically on those two. So
Bigger pushes, yeah.
yeah. Yes, and we sent, was it 48 soil samples and 49 hay samples at the beginning of September. So it was a load.
Yeah.
But it makes my heart happy. So I'm like, yes, let's test our soil in their hay.
Yes.
So
Gosh, and I guess from there then results come back and
They get-
getting the resources on.
right, they get emailed out, and then we try to, if they have specific questions, I'll try and answer them. Thankfully, because of our agency, we do have several specialists that if we don't know the answers, we can, pass that along and try and work with them to get a better answer. And so, yes, we don't just hand do that. We say, okay, let's,
Work with you to
what
get- to meet your
can we
goal.
do?
You
Yeah.
don't have to change your goals. maybe?
Right. Are they realistic? I don't, there are some unfortunate things that come out of those results. But for the most part, that's.
I think that's really neat about our agency is because we do have those specialists, so everything that we teach, all of our curriculum is all research evidence-based. So, like our diabetes curriculum is all good information that we're giving out there. So, and if we don't know the answer to somebody's questions, we have specialists in College Station and throughout the state that we can call and be like, hey, I have this question. They can help us out. So,
Or even just, their county agents that may have different, we all have a different experience. So just, we're a large network.
Right.
I think that's what makes it, yes, great.
Well, I didn't realize all of the things y'all do.
I'm overwhelmed.
And I'm
Wait,
sure
I keep trying
I'm not
to
alone.
keep the things straight. Okay, ag, health, youth.
Yeah.
You got it.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
breakdown, yeah.
I don't even know where to go from next. I'm kind of thinking, does that sort of lead us to talking about your department?
Yes.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, so, what do you do for area youth? You've touched on it, and I hear there's something special about 4-H this week, and I know we'll talk about that. Plus, we have this nifty cup to advertise that as well, but talk about that.
Sure. So 4-H is a club for youth starting as young as 5 years old in kindergarten all the way to seniors in high school, 18 years old. In Texas 4-H, they serve 550,000 youth every year. So it is the largest youth program in the state. And so basically what 4-H does is that it helps youth get the skills that they need to be successful later in life through hands-on activities. It's not just them sitting there reading, taking tests, they're physically doing something, and that's how they're learning those things. And so a study from National 4-H that came out a couple years ago told us that youth in 4-H are 4 times more likely to give back in their communities, 2 times more likely to participate in STEM activities, and 2 times more likely to make healthier choices. So it's a really awesome organization to put your children in.
And it's been around a long time.
Since 1908.
Very cool.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. be sure and pick up this week's Wilson County News because, Lavernia News, excuse me. The Lavernia News, we have National 4-H Week is represented, and you'll see this lovely picture of some of the staff. Is it all of you?
No, so that was on Monday at Commissioner's Court.
Oh, yeah.
We have our county council officers in that picture that they read the proclamation to court, and so the judges and commissioners signed it. So yes, that will be next week. You'll see 4-H promotion kind of across town. We have signs, window paintings being done, so it's exciting time.
Yeah.
It's nice to see the community supporting it, which it does. I mean,
Yeah.
it is a well-supported effort in this area. And I know, so what programs does 4-H offer? Is it just, I know it's not just ag related topics.
How long do you
like your
have?
office.
Yeah, it's all the
Pretty
things.
much. It seems like it encompasses anything that youth would be interested in. Right?
Yes, yeah. So you have the traditional projects like showing animals, but you also can do horticulture or dog training. Then in the family and community health area, that's the food nutrition, the fashion and interior design. Citizenship and leadership are big parts of 4-H, so community service, entrepreneurship, performance and theater arts, which a lot of people don't realize is in 4-H, is a project they can do as well. Natural resources, where kind of like in the soils, they learn outdoor education. That's where our shooting sports falls, which is a big program here in the county. Entomology, we have a very active group. And then as well as STEM projects, so photography, robotics, rocketry, aerospace. They can really do any project that they can do self-directed and just do themselves, or they can compete in different contests at the county, district, state, national level. That Wilson County is not afraid to do. So, but all those types of opportunities. In March, they went to the state capitol and got to meet representatives and watch a session. They get to go to summer camps. There are a different variety of those up in Brownwood, and all kinds.
And do you know how many clubs you have in Wilson County?
We have 15 clubs in Wilson County. 4 are project specific, and the rest are community.
So how do you go about, if you don't know anything about 4-H, where do you start?
Calling the office is probably the best, to talk to Sandra and Delia. They'll point you in the right direction.
You have more in your office
Oh,
than just the
Oh,
three
yeah.
of you?
The 2 most important.
Yes.
Yeah, the most important. We love it.
Our face of the office is our amazing office staff, Sandra and Delia. So we're very grateful to have them. They keep us in line.
Sounds like a fun office, especially having you sit here.
That
That sounds like pretty fun. Y'all all need to go visit them in the basement of the courthouse. It does sound like a fun visit. Sandra posted the phone number.
Yeah.
For car seat assistance, so very good.
See? She's on it. She's on it.
But the other thing that I was thinking of is surely you obviously need to have a lot of volunteers. I mean, how do you get all of that done, especially in terms of the youth element that we're talking about, to be able to encompass all that they're desiring to do, right?
As you can see, there's only 3 of us, so we really rely on our community partners and our volunteers a lot. So Allison can tell you more about it.
Yes.
We
So
have lots of them.
yeah, 4-H is a very adult volunteer led. I can say last year we had 586 4-H members. So that means a lot of adult leaders that are needed to help do that.
Sorry.
No.
It's a lot.
That's our reaction to sometimes.
So, we really need those leaders to kind of help guide our youth and guide in our other programs to have those done.
Yeah, are you needing also a volunteer base for your aspects, for what you do?
Yeah, we have our community partners, and we do have some volunteers that we reach out to bring in to help us, especially when we're doing bigger projects like health fairs or
when you have events, because
car seat events.
probably
big
most of
events.
how your awareness, how you reach the community. I know we put information in the newspaper for you, and we have our community calendar to keep things, and you have online, and you have ways to reach the community, but it does sound like much of what you're doing. You're trying to be hands-on with people too.
Yeah, no, we're extension. I mean, in my opinion, we're very people oriented, and so yes, the word of mouth, the helping, the us diving into the community and also being community partners where we can is just as important as us pulling in those partnerships to work with us. And then it's the parents, the grandparents, the aunts and uncles who maybe did 4-H or want to see their family or next door neighbor succeed that are also volunteers. So it's keeping those personal and people relationships that definitely help, I think, drive the volunteerism that we've got in the county, which is fantastic.
And do you feel like you have a good response from members of the community, I guess, seeking information, especially like say in the ag industry? Do you have a good connection? Do you feel like you have a good connection?
I think we stay busy.
We want to get our soil.
Yeah, no, yes.
And we need this information from you. When is your next seminar?
Yeah, no, and I do try. So I also do send out like, I guess bi-monthly newsletters, and so you can get on that. They're emailed out, so you can get on that email list by calling the office and just telling Sandra or Delia that you'd like to be put on there. And we try to include, at least on the A&R side, upcoming programs, or I've kind of remodeled it, but I do like a gardening, tidbit for the 2 months, and just something that may be relevant to what we're dealing with now, which is we're in a weird year. We're following all kinds of crazies in the weather, and so everything's just off. But yes, so no, I mean, and we try. So I mean, emails, phone calls, and all of those types of things. So we stay busy.
It sounds like it. Yeah. So your office number, I don't want to guess, but do y'all want to read out to the audience what that office number is that they can call you?
Oh, yeah. So our office number is 830-393-7357.
And they'll get someone, one of the 5 of you in
Yeah.
office, right?
Somebody.
Yes.
A great
Yes.
team. They're there to answer your questions. And how would we reach out? What's the website to go to?
So we have a Facebook page. We have the 4-H Facebook page, which is Wilson County 4-H. Then we have the Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Wilson County Facebook page. So we put a lot of our programs, flyers, newsletters on those social medias. And then you can look up AgriLife Wilson County, and
I want to say it's wilson.agrilife.org.
Okay, so it does have a direct. I was thinking you might even be umbrella, under the Texas A&M.
You
right?
can.
Yeah. This is just more direct.
Yeah.
We're all linked somehow.
Good.
Less than 6 degrees of separation.
So you heard it here. If you are wanting any of this information, if it's ag related, if it's even health, community related, and as well as the youth reaching out for 4-H, this is the office to reach out to here in Wilson County, and that is so well covered by Texas A&M throughout Texas, right? Again, their number is 830-393-7357. And thank you, Nanette. She shared a Facebook page with the extension, Wilson County Extension.
Yes.
oh, thank you.
Yeah. And that you can also find them on their website. And we'll post this information updated in our comments to this video later.
Yeah.
So
Thank you for having us.
of course.
Yeah.
You've got some good feedback from the audience. Thank you, everyone, for, we know 4-H is great for the kids. Yes, Sherry, thank you for sharing that. And Amy says to keep up the good work for our youth. And we just had some good comments there. So thank you for joining us today on this. Did you have any other questions?
Well, I mean, I remember in high school or in school, you had to have an animal to be in 4-H, which from everything you said, you don't.
Oh.
Not even close.
So how do people that just think 4-H is animals, how do they get involved
So
with
you
all the other aspects?
can also go look on Texas 4-H,
Okay.
that website, and that you can go through all the projects, as well as calling our office and telling me what projects you're interested in, area, and then I can steer in the right direction.
And, no, I think that's it.
This has been so wonderful. Is there anything we missed? Do we have anything you wanted to be sure to maybe bring back up and say to watch for? That you have some events coming up?
Y'all have
Oh, you
events coming up.
said hay testing and soil testing coming up, right?
So that is there is a program this evening about that. But then later in October on the 3rd, we are doing a private applicator training, and that's for individuals who are seeking the Texas Department of Agriculture required license to purchase restricted use pesticides.
That's a mouthful.
It is. It is. It's not as scary as it sounds. So if that is somebody or if someone is interested, they can once again just call our office and we can make sure that is the right training that they need. But that is October 3rd. And then we're having our Car Ranch gathering, which we've been doing for a couple of years now at the Car Ranch cell facility. And it's just an educational program series that we do with Mr. Carr and his family, just to kind of educate livestock producers. And other than that's what I have coming up. So
And I'll be at National Night Out on
Yeah.
Yes.
the
In
3rd.
what town? Sorry. 'Cause
We'll be here in
Floresville.
at the courthouse, so.
Okay. You have to be here. Okay.
I know, it's hard, I can't be in multiple
Mhm.
places, so.
Right.
Yes. Well, that would be good.
We understand that.
Yeah.
And in conversation earlier before we actually got started, there was a meme that went around of like, just go buy your food at the grocery store where no animals were harmed. It's like,
Yeah, and that's why we're doing this.
Yes.
Educating our youth on where their food comes from.
It's so important. Absolutely.
All the
so,
things.
right, all the things.
What
So-
about you? Anything to keep note of? Be on the watch for?
So our 4-H year started September 1, so this is enrollment time, especially before the end of October. It's kind of where we start kicking off all of our events, so
So now is the time.
now is
Yeah.
the time.
Get involved.
Reach out and get involved. Well, good. It's good time. And another thing, kind of on that subject, had some reminders of things to watch for in the coming weeks in the Wilson County News. Well, we have this week's 4-H recognition in Livonia News. Pick that up today and tomorrow on newsstands all week. Wilson County News, we have a hunting guide coming up, and that's coming out on October
18th.
18th. I want to make it sooner. So, yeah. And then, of course, every week we celebrate ag in the pages of the Wilson County News, so be sure to reach to those in Section C.
Yeah.
You know, everyone is involved in ag because you eat.
Right.
So we believe that, and we celebrate and welcome, just everything that your office does. Thank you for being here today with us to do this. And thank you all for joining us
Yeah.
as this wraps up our conversation, which has been so much fun. I've enjoyed being with you. It's been great. I'll have to go visit you in the basement sometime. Just down the street.
Yeah.
But again, thank you to our sponsor, Price, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and Jeep here in Floresville. They're located on 181 next to Richardson's dealership right there, and you pretty much can get any make and model that you want between the two of them. But Price, you're great. You've been a wonderful supporter of this WCN Live series. And you can shop cars at Price, but you can also shop careers. They also have a huge service department, and they have their specials. I believe their ad is this week in the Wilson County News, so check them out for their deal on oil changes and several other specials that they have where they can take really good care of you. Thank you, Price, for your sponsorship. And that wraps up our conversation. Thank you for joining us again. Also look for us next Wednesday. We'll be here again. See you then.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was fun.